Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brainal podcast, episode 59. I am Froze in GFX.
And this is Mr. Giggles.
And we're back. It's today actually is June 7th, 2017. It is a Wednesday. Giggles, we've been pretty much off air, I guess, for about a month and a half or so, right? Or no, actually longer.
Yeah, I think it's been almost 2 months, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. Things have changed here at Brainal a bit. We all have picked up some new responsibilities in our daily lives, and as much as we love doing a weekly podcast, it seems a little bit more challenging to actually adhere to that. So a bunch of us took some time to just kind of recenter ourselves and rearrange our priorities. But overall, I think we're gonna start getting this more frequently, get back on the ball, so to speak, and we're going to see some changes here in Brainal. As of right now, Jeppy, he's out in PS4 land doing some crazy adventures. I think he's got some games lined up for him. Coffee wasn't able to make it tonight. He's got some other prior engagements. But Gigs, it's just you and me, man. How you been?
I've been good, man. Living the dream. How are you doing?
Living the dream. Oh, well, been doing pretty good, man. It's been, like I said a little bit ago, it's been pretty busy, at least on my part. My daily life has kind of caught up on me. I haven't played as many games as I want. And, since the last time we had a podcast on episode 58, so many different games came out. And it's kind of, I'm drawing a blank as far as how many came out, but some things that come to mind, Mass Effect Andromeda, of course Breath of the Wild, but I think we already talked about that previously. Just a lot of new Nintendo Switch content. Help me out, Gigs. Anything you can think of?
Oh my god, I feel like the list could go on like forever of the amount of games that have just come out in the past 2 months. I don't even know where to start. You said Andromeda. I'm trying to look over at my pile right now. Kingdom Hearts 2.8, I think, came out since the last time.
2.8, Jesus. I mean, they're just going to be a slow, steady burn until you get to 3. And it'll probably be another 2 or 3 years, right?
You know what? I actually remember hearing something that there wasn't going to be much talk of it at this E3. I think it was off of one of the major news websites was reporting a story where Square Enix, I believe, wasn't going to do a Kingdom Hearts 3, which is kind of disappointing. I think they're thinking to do something more in 2018. Right now, they're kind of reeling in off of their, they've had a lot of expansions and the updates. I believe since the last time we've podcasted, they did the update for the story, the controversial update for Final Fantasy 15.
Controversial in what way?
Updates fix bugs in games, they fix patches, they do things like that. They add DLC and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This update actually changed the story of the game. They rewrote, this isn't a spoiler alert, but in Final Fantasy 15 it's told through chapters.
Mm-hmm.
And chapter 13, let's just say, was, I wouldn't say the pinnacle of the story, but it was like a major turning point. But they did things with characters that were in chapter 2 or chapter 3 or whatever it was within the first 4 chapters, and you never heard from them again. And then chapter 13 happened, and they were like on a different team, with no explanation as to how they got there, why they were there, or why they were doing what they were doing. And so Square Enix came out within the first few months, and many of our listeners probably know, and they announced that they were going to change part of the story. Um, uh, I spoke with Jeppy, who I can say has beaten 15 finally, because he was waiting for the update to come out, and he said he thought 13 was actually a pretty decent chapter story-wise, and when he kind of told me what he had seen through that chapter, I explained to him that like a good portion of cinematic scenes, from my understanding, like weren't in the original cut of the game that was
Oh
released
wow.
publicly. Right. So it became a point of contention where a lot of people were like, it's one thing like if there's bugs in a game, like with Andromeda, there was the facial bug issue. I don't
Yeah,
know if
when
you
it
heard.
released. Yeah, yeah.
Right. And stuff like that, like it shouldn't happen, but that happens. But this one was like it was like they screwed up part of the story and then thought it would be okay to go back and fix it. So, it's pretty controversial in the sense that, we pay money for these games. And the idea that these people can just go in and say, okay, well, we'll just update the game after it's already come out. I paid for a product. You can't just change it because then it should have been polished when I bought the game.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah, absolutely agree. Why would you want to put something out there that you're not 100% satisfied with, than to come back around and then completely change what you've done in the past? That's that's funny because I haven't heard of any other game doing that. I could be sorely mistaken, but that's a huge
well,
impact.
that's why it's such a big deal because it's never actually been done before. That was why when it first originally was announced that it was a story change update. Um, it was a very big deal because it was the idea that that's like coming out with a game and saying, I'm trying to think, that's like coming out with Breath of the Wild, which is on my list. It's my number one game of all time, and that would be like, if you played through the game, halfway through the game, they're like, oh, by the way, we're just going to change all this stuff after you've been playing it for 50 hours.
Yeah, no, 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 no. Definitely not a good thing.
Yeah, so in my mind, it was controversial. Um, I know there's been a lot of trailers for games that have come out. Um, I know I think Arms is coming out soon for the Nintendo Switch. I'm trying to think. Uh, I'm kind of dropping the ball here, and I'm going to apologize because I feel like there's so many that I can't think of.
Oh, no worries, no worries. I think did Arms? I think Arms releases this month.
Yeah, I think it comes out within the next few weeks. Don't quote me on it.
Yeah, it says the 16th, so that's just around the corner. That was one of those games that I saw back in the release. I don't know if it's the Nintendo Direct or whatever it was. I saw it with Jeppy. It was one of those games that stood out for me because it seemed so fun. And I think I've already seen bits and pieces of some reviews for people who got early access to it on YouTube. And overall, I think it's been a positive, feedback for that. That to be honest with you, like I know Breath of the Wild is in many people's list as like top number one or within the top five, even top three. Um, but to me, like a game like Arms really makes me excited to play a new system because of that new, uh, you know, control aspect they have with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm kind of intrigued by it. I kind of want to get Splatoon 2 because I'm excited. I really like Splatoon 1. Um, to note, I'm excited for ARMS because I think it's unique. I think it's a fun multiplayer experience that's different than just like, another Call of Duty or another shooter. Um, I'm curious. My big thing with ARMS and what kind of holds me back is I believe there's a story mode. Um, is that when it comes to multiplayer, is they haven't fully released the multiplayer, the online functionality for the Switch yet.
Yeah, isn't that coming out soon though? It's like
Well, no.
29
So
bucks or
what?
something.
Well, all right. So I was actually talking to Jeppy about this the other day. What's happening is they're releasing like a partial version of it that they're going to do for free until the end of the year. And then starting next year, it's going to be a full functioning service. I don't know what functions will or will not be there or how it will be. They're supposed to be releasing that, I think, towards the end of the summer. And then the cool thing was, from my understanding, is it's only $20 or $29 for the year, which is very impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty
Um,
dope. That's
yeah,
that's nice.
and you know what? I believe in Nintendo and what they can do. So I think that for the quality that you're going to get for the $29, I want to say that I'm fairly confident that it's going to be a really good online service. I think that and even I know Jeppy agreed with me is, you know, online services have been around for a while. So it's not like they have to reinvent the wheel. And at this point, I
Yeah.
would just be happy with a messaging service on there. So,
Yeah, I know there's been a lot of talk, but at least the people that either have the Switch or, know a lot about it, that the messaging, feature is something that has been lacking in the past systems, chat especially. Um, but, think I think there's going to be an announcement on that, or at least I read something recently of a prediction of the upcoming E3 that they will be addressing that specifically. Um, but I haven't heard too much how it's going to work. You know what I mean?
yeah, well, they said since we're on the topic of E3, a few things I noted is, they're not doing a full presentation. They're going to do, I believe, another digital event. Um, I know the big things for them are supposed to be uh, Mario Odyssey, I believe, which there will be a playable demo, I believe, at
Yeah.
E3.
hmm
And then also, they're supposed to have some type of Pokemon event.
Yeah. Isn't there like it's like its own independent show, isn't it? The Pokemon event.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. So I think that's kind of interesting. I played Sun and Moon, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I'll be curious to see what they say for that.
How many Pokemon are they up to now?
Oh God, like, like probably like 700.
Wow, man. I mean,
I mean, more like probably closer to 800. It's probably 700 and change, if not over 800.
so like the classic ones are still there, right? Because here's the thing, I haven't played all Pokemon versions, right? I remember the old classic Red and Blue. You know what I mean?
I loved
Um,
Red and Blue.
yeah, and but since then, and even in the show when that came out around the same time the Red and Blue came out, um, I'm still in the mindset of there's only 150 Pokemon, but every time I see something Pokemon related, even in Pokemon Go, I see Pokemon that I don't even recognize.
Yeah, well,
And
Pokemon Go is now getting into Generation 2. Apparently, that's still generating over 65 million people playing it.
yeah, no kidding. It's still a beast. I mean, let's be honest here. The hype in the beginning was amazing, and I know it fell off sharply, but there's still millions of people that are dedicated to that game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll tell you, I remember going with a good friend of mine, and we went to one of the local parks, and it was at night. It was about 5:30, and every single parking spot was filled up, and they had over 300 cars on the grass
Jeez.
because people were going, and literally they had to call reinforcements from the police department to go out and ticket people's cars to get them to move.
Wow, that was what, at launch of Pokemon Go?
That was within 3 weeks of launch.
Yeah, I mean, it was still the the popularity of that was still raging within, I'd say, even 2 months after it came out. And I know
Yeah.
here locally, there's a little park that I live by. They never had a curfew of, a time that people can't be in the park, but they definitely established it 1 week after that game came out. Because people are like all hours of the night just standing around, flicking Pokeballs.
Yeah. Well, it was crazy. I think the concept is cool. I actually, from my understanding, it's gotten really good with their all the updates they've made to it. I believe that they're making it actually as of, I believe, this summer. There was a rumor I read that they're actually making it like if you're a Pokemon trainer and you're walking around and someone else is at the app, you can challenge them.
See, that's cool because that's what I originally thought this was going to be like. Just like the classic games. You're roaming around, you come across another trainer that's blocking your path, so to speak, and you take them on. You know what I mean? So
He
I think
just
that's
sees
going to
you.
be cool. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that
Um,
was that was the thing. They set it up where it was supposed to be like that, and they said that, and then when they released the game, they did release a statement within the first couple of weeks. I believe that they're like, we're going to add functions to it as we go. But they never thought it was going to take off how it did. You have to remember, it took them like a good month and a half to get their servers under control and get
yeah,
more online, so
I
they
do
could
remember
handle
that.
just the flux. But yeah, in terms of other games coming out, just because we got a little off topic, but
Hmm.
uh, other games that came out were The Surge, which I thought was interesting. I honestly didn't play it, um, but I thought the concept was pretty cool. Uh, there was that game, Player Unknowns.
Okay, I want to talk to you about that game. That's Battlegrounds, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Player Unknown's Battlegrounds. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Let's talk about this real quick because I think out of all of us in Brainal, you and I play the most PC games, right?
Yeah, I think that would be fair.
All right. So have you played this game?
No, but I'll tell you right now. I know that the early access came out. I don't know when the exact game comes out, but I want to play it. It seems I haven't played a shooter online, and I'm in a long time, and this is kind of maybe bringing me back.
Yeah, this came up on my radar just a little bit ago, probably like 2 weeks ago. Granted, I've seen a lot of content on YouTube of like Twitch fails or epic wins and video game related, and I've been seeing that game around. I just didn't know what the name was, and finally I saw a video that put everything together, and I looked a little bit into it. That seems like a really cool, stressful, exciting game to play. And I was looking at purchasing it, and I may do it within the next week. But I'm down to play that, man. If you get that game, let me know, and then maybe we can tag team it up there.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would be down. I have to read up on it more. I remember watching a couple like gameplay trailers for it, and I was like, it really seems like 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 you're just in survival mode. Like it's like you got to go search
Exactly.
around for everything. Is what it appeared to me as.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is. If it's zombies or if nuclear fallout or something. I don't know what it is, but I do know that there's a lot of people playing, and your focus is to try to just survive and be kind of, I guess, the last one standing. It's pretty interesting, some of the tricks that I've seen of people going into a house and purposely setting up, like using their microphone and acting out like they're going to take the trash out to their mother when somebody's coming in. They hear this and they say, okay, this person is AFK. I'm going to rush him and take him out. Meanwhile, the guy's just acting, waiting for the guy to come through the door so you can shoot him. Like, stuff
so
like that.
Evil.
Yeah. It's like, those are cool little things that I haven't seen in any of these, in any games recently, at least to my knowledge. And it seems really fun, but man, it's going to be so stressful, man.
Well, I'll tell you, I was a big fan of The Division when it came out, and I've played most of the expansions. I didn't play the last one, but one of the last expansions was a survival game, a survival version, and basically it did the same concept where you were dropped off at a random building, and the maps were all different depending on how you played. And then what happened was it would drop you off at a random spot of the map with only a handgun, and you had 1 hour to live. So the whole thing is timed. So it's really stressful. And you basically lost all your equipment. Now, it's a version, it's a DLC like you can play over and over. It's meant for like multiplayer story.
Yeah.
And the whole goal was basically it fits into the story as if you found a cure for the virus that had wiped out New York City, and you were going to pick it up. And what happened was as you went to do that, you get shot down. And you're in what was called the dark zone. So the idea was there was other agents there, but no one could contact anyone else. And there's a severe storm hitting, so you have to deal with the cold. So it was the first game I ever played with where, not like, mind you, it was before Zelda, but it's like where the cold was a factor. Where if you got too cold, you started losing health. And not only that, but if you didn't find medications, which there's two different types of medications, if you didn't find them, then you would die, your timer would run out, and you had 1 hour to live before the virus would kill you. So you had to scrounge around for gear to keep you warm, gear to defend yourself with, and armor up with, and you had to find supplies, and supplies to different things. So you could also die of hunger. You could die of starvation, of dehydration, and medications would stall your timer. So like if you took a painkiller would pause your timer for like a minute while you searched. And you could take there was another like antiviral, and that would give you an extra like 3 minutes. So it was really cool. So when I saw PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, I thought I'm like, that's got to be like that game. Like that whole expansion is probably what that game is.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Huh. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I'm eager to get the game, and I am going to get the game soon. And correct me if I'm wrong, you played League of Legends, right?
I did. I have played League of Legends. It's been a while, but I have played.
All right, that's another thing that we need to tag team on because I've been addicted to that for a while. And,
so, did you ever play Heroes of the Storm?
No, not that one, no.
I'll tell you right now, Heroes of the Storm did an awesome thing for anyone who wants to check it out, where they actually gave you 20 free characters for signing in or being a part of the game, so that you'd have a variety of characters to play to start with. I thought that's really cool. My little brother doesn't play League of Legends as much anymore, but he still does from like time to time. But he's a big Heroes of the Storm player. He loves that game too.
Man, why you got to tell me about another game I got to play?
Another game that I thought was really big. I personally, I appreciate the series. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not a big fighter game guy, but Injustice 2 came out too. I think that's something.
Yeah, that seems like a really, really cool game. Now, I'm not going to get it anytime soon. I'll probably wait till the price drop, or hell, if they put it for free on the PlayStation Plus thing. But that, man, the incredible amount of detail they put into that game, it just seems like you're playing a movie. It's great.
Yeah, I mean it. Honestly, I think the storyline, because there's a comic book that kind of blew up
Yeah,
that went with it,
yeah.
and I would love to sit down and read that. Um, I haven't. I never played Injustice One. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fighter game, but I've kind of been playing with the idea of maybe going online and seeing if there's like an online version of the comics I can look through.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they're there, and you can even check out some YouTube gameplays. So, to get
Yeah.
the story and stuff like
So
that.
I've watched a few of the gameplays. It looks really good. So if it's ever free, I'd probably pick it up just to check it out.
Yeah, that's how I got Injustice the one. It was free on PlayStation for PlayStation Plus members. I picked that up, and I remember playing it with Jeppy, and yeah, I mean it was a solid fighting game, But yeah, the story was great then, and looks to be even greater now. So
Yeah. So it got good reviews. A lot of people said it improved upon the model of the first one. So it looks like a pretty good game. I mean, I it's something that I would consider. Um, as far as other games come out, there's a lot of games coming out soon that I'm definitely excited for.
well, you know what? I'm sorry. Before you get into that, one game that just came out very recently that I got from Jeppy was Friday the 13th. Have you seen anything
Uh,
about that?
I did watch some stuff. I heard it was extremely buggy though.
I'll be honest, I haven't played as much to see or encounter any bugs. But I will tell you, it is scary as hell when you're a counselor trying to get away from Jason. Um, he's just he's just a beast, dude. I can't explain it. It is so nerve wracking. I mean, because you have little objectives to get complete. Like you gotta fix and gas up a car, find the keys to start the car to escape an area, or you can call the police to help you, and then if the police arrive, everybody can run to the exit before, hoping that Jason doesn't get you. And Jason has these abilities that just can stalk you down and just terrify the ever living s out of you. I've
Wow.
only been Jason once, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And people survived, especially one person. They were just playing Ring Around the Posy around a car, like they were just running around the car, and I couldn't get to them. And, I mean, there was a fail on my part, but it was really fun, and I think they did that game very well. You know what the movie is about. You know the story.
Yeah.
And you're either going to be Jason or you're going to be the counselor. You know exactly what your role is as soon as you get it.
Oh, that actually sounds like it would be really interesting just to kind of relive through that because I mean, you know what's supposed to happen. So,
Yeah, exactly. Right. But yeah, man, it's cool, dude. It's cool.
have you obviously it's been a while. What games have you been playing since our last podcast?
Oh
Why don't
man,
uh,
sadly, there hasn't been a lot, man. I've been doing the same stuff with Street Fighter and still getting my butt kicked with Jeppy. And Jeppy's really stepped up, dude. He's really good at Street Fighter 5. I'm telling you, every time I play, the salt that's rising in my body just puts me in the risk of a heart attack, man. It's crazy. Um, or stroke. But I have fun though. That's the most important thing. So I've been playing that. Been playing. Let's see, Call of Duty: Infinite Warfare.
Oh, I told Jeppy that I have to play that with you guys. I'm thinking about picking up like a discounted copy. I heard it was. He said it was pretty good.
Yeah, man. I wanted to hate it. I'll be honest with you. Okay, I wanted to be like, this game is garbage. They're in space. This is ridiculous. This series
This is
needs to
garbage.
die.
This is garbage, and I hate it.
Yes, yes. And I came in there playing the story and the first few missions like just this gonna be garbage, and it wasn't garbage. But I
Why
already
can't I
had
hate you? Why
yes,
can't I hate you?
exactly. I was like, man, there's something you're gonna mess up somewhere. You're gonna just destroy the game. But no, man, it was a great game to play through. I was invested in it, and then the multiplayer is done right. Like it feels good. Now,
It's okay. It's gonna
yeah,
be
it's
okay.
it's. I know it's like I'm telling myself and you that it's yeah, it's gonna be okay. No, but I've been playing a lot. Jeppy and I've been playing a lot. You know, they throw little like little side missions. I'll say like they call them contracts. Where you have little missions to do, like for example, get 125 sniper kills, and you have to win 5 matches in a certain objective, and you have like a week to complete it. And you get little perks for that.
Okay, so almost like bounties in Destiny.
Yeah, I'd say so. But then every once in a while, like the quartermaster has these little deals for it. Like you can buy the supply drops to get in-game weapons and armor and stuff like that. Every now and then he'll sweeten the deal and have like 5 supply drop boxes and a unique epic item for a certain amount of currency. And the currency in the game, you have I think they're called salvage points, and then these keys, right? So like for example, like 30 keys will get you like a rare supply drop, right? But depending on the deal that week, you may do like 150 keys and you'll get like 10 supply drop cases that are rare, plus a guaranteed epic or rare or better. Now the thing with this is they time it in a way that you played the game, you stored your key, you saved your keys. A good deal comes around, you're like, yes, okay, bam, I got 150 keys, I'm gonna get this. I got it, got my loot, ready to go. The next one is like a better deal for less amount of keys, and you already spent all your keys. So you're like, well, damn it, why didn't I just wait for that? So now it's gotten to the point where it's like, okay, this deal is good now, but let's wait till the next deal. So I'm trying to save all my keys, trying to do this stuff. But overall, man, the game is really fun. It's really good. I don't think you'll have any complaints.
Can you buy the in-game currency though?
Yes, you can. But I think you can buy the keys, and then there's like gold points or something like that, bronze points.
No, that doesn't make it like, pay to win kind of thing, right?
No, I mean, you'll be able to get more drops and stuff like that, but it's still going to be up in the air as far as the percentage of getting something extremely rare or something that's buffed out to the max. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. That makes me feel better.
You'll still have fun. Yeah, you'll still have fun with it regardless. But I will warn you, there are like very well organized assassination squads that just roam around this game, and like
what?
like you get into a lobby, and there's like 3 or 4 people that work together as an assassin guild, and just wreak havoc. Okay, like you can't even move. A few times we've encountered that, and it's just been, oh my god, okay, new lobby. But it's fun. You're gonna like it.
Okay. Well, I definitely, after talking with Jeppy and now talking with you, I feel like I have to get it. So that's on my list.
Yeah.
I also has there been any other games that you've been playing? I'm sorry.
Really, that's it. Friday the 13th, I got back into Battlefield 1. And you know what, dude? I've completely dropped off Destiny. I'm just waiting for for Destiny 2, man.
All right, so Jeppy isn't here, so we can talk about this just a little bit. Have
Oh
you seen anything?
no, and I don't want to.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So, um, uh, it's not spoiling. I already told Jeppy about this, so
Oh, okay.
it doesn't spoil anything.
Okay.
But one of the I'm sure you've heard the rumors of Destiny 2, right?
Well, yeah, you can't. You're not going to be able to use your character. You're starting fresh. You can't get anything from the vaults.
Well,
Things like that.
you can use your character. You just can't get anything from the vault.
Really? That's neat.
Yeah, and
You just spoiled it
it's
for
not.
me. You spoiled it.
But no, all right. So there is something there that I thought was a Destiny 1 thing, and I was kind of confused. And I'm not spoiling. It doesn't spoil anything for you. It actually almost has nothing to do with Destiny 2 at all,
This is
except
going
for
to
the
be the
fact that
one key thing.
no, is that they did one trailer for Zavala's backstory.
Whoa.
And this is and even Jeppy put this, and you know the way me and Jeppy just hate each other. Is Jeppy even agreed that this was not a spoiler? It is the story of how Zavala became Zavala. And for any of our readers or listeners or readers for that matter that play Destiny, like Destiny, or waiting to play Destiny 2, or are unsure if they should get Destiny 2, um, this story trailer, if I had known nothing else about Destiny 1, which mind you, I was the one that talked Jeppy into getting that game, um, if all I had known about Destiny was this one trailer about Zavala, I would have bought the game.
Hmm. That's a strong claim there.
And the fact that what you know about him now, which mind you is still very little, watching
Hmm.
this trailer, like uh, I, I watched it and I could have cried. I was like, this is amazing. I was like, why wasn't this released like months ago?
Frothing at the mouth.
Yeah, literally looked like a rabid dog. But um, I highly suggest if you, I believe it was like considered like Destiny 2 trailer, like number two. Um, but it's simply just the backstory of him.
Yeah, see, with my luck, I start looking into that, and I see gameplay, and I see all different stories, and I think I'm going to keep myself in the dark, but I'm interested to see that when it comes out.
Yeah, I definitely would see it. But it's just cool because it kind of shows what things were like before. Because me and you have talked about the Grimoire cards, and
Oh yeah,
anyone who loved Destiny and played it for all the time that it's been out, checked out, uh, you know, all of
the info and the lore,
the
and
info. Right, we
yeah,
watched the videos that people made, like all that stuff.
right.
And what's cool is you actually see some of what they were talking about in this trailer.
Wow,
Like you see them basically rebuilding society with the Traveler, which I thought was pretty cool.
that's cool.
Right, and you can see how Zavala became who he was because of what happened. So, I think it's awesome. The fact that they made that trailer, um, kind of makes me hope that they go into the backstory, like the Battle of Twilight Gap, like all the things that made them build the wall. That you know, the wall, like if you remember the lore at all, one of the big things was that they had to defend the wall. Now, I
Yeah.
believe that was the Battle of Twilight Gap, and that's when
Mhm.
the Titans became like the vanguard. You know what
Right,
I
right,
mean?
right, right.
And like they kind of show a little bit of that in this trailer, and if they were to dig into that, I think that could be an incredible like story to tell in the new game.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and that's not. I have no idea if that's in the new game. I haven't seen anything. I'm just saying pure hypothetical.
Right.
So, but yeah, I highly suggest. I told Jeppy, he was like, I might even check it out just because it's not. Like I said, it's like. Have you seen the logo for Destiny 2?
Yes, I have.
Okay, that's the only thing that you see that's like a spoiler for Destiny 2 in this trailer.
Okay, gotcha.
So I had to say that because it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'll try to check it out, man. But if it spoils everything for me, I'm gonna find you.
It's gonna like, hunt me down. But yeah, no. I just had to put that in there because I know you said we've all kind of I actually started a new character on Destiny. I was thinking of just playing through the story one last time just to.
We should try to organize that. Just before it comes out, you, me, Coffee, and Jeppy.
Yeah, I mean, I know Coffee. I don't know how far Coffee got into it because we were all pretty far into it when he jumped in. But I've thought about it. I kind of have let go. I'm kind of disappointed I never finished some of the raids, but I kind of want to save my energy for Destiny 2. And there's just so many games that have come out that I'd kind of like to finish because I've basically decided that the day that game comes out, I'm basically like not working that day. And then I'm just I've already told my girlfriend, like, don't bother calling me. I'll call you.
Shut it down. Oh my God,
Yeah.
It's not me. It's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm basically going to live in a bunker. I'm going to turn my room into a bunker for about a good 3 days when that comes out.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, so I'm really excited for that. But yeah, man, that's great. I have to tell you, and I actually wanted to ask you, another game that came out I'm actually thinking of picking up. Did you ever play Elder Scrolls? Any of those?
Oh, yes, sir. So, Morrowind. So, my introduction was Morrowind, okay? Way back in the day in the PC.
That's so funny. I think that was everyone's introduction.
Yeah, I lost a huge chunk of my life to that game. It's so unhealthy, but yes. I've also played Skyrim. A little bit of the one that came before Skyrim on the 360.
Oh, Oblivion.
Yeah, thank you. Oblivion. So yes, I'm familiar.
Okay. So, I don't know I'm sure you know that they came out with, it's now Tamriel Online.
Yes.
But it was the Elder Scrolls. Okay. So, I was a big fan of that game. I got pretty far into when they first started it, and then, unfortunately, due to life and everyone else, I kind of stopped playing it for a while. I've actually been debating on picking up the new expansion, which takes you back to Morrowind.
What?
The new expansion is all about Morrowind. It opens up the whole country of Morrowind.
No, don't tell me these things.
So, just so all the listeners know, when there isn't a podcast next week,
dude, I have no time.
But yeah. So and then there's a character. So I only played Morrowind a little bit at a friend's house. I played a bit of Oblivion. I've gotten pretty far into Skyrim. I've decided that I am going to try to beat that. That's on my list. But do you remember there was a class called the Wardens?
Yep.
Okay, so they actually, for the first time ever, now mind you, the Elder Scrolls Online has been out for a few years now. They actually just released the Wardens, which is the first new class to ever be introduced to the game since its inception. So you can now play as the Wardens. They've opened up all of that. It's supposed to be a fantastic expansion. I've been kind of interested. I've watched the trailers. So I'm kind of debating on picking that up for PS4 right now, to be honest with you.
Man, it's a huge investment. But let me know
I
how it
feel
goes because I can't jump into it.
I, I feel like I just made you have such a guilty conscience. Like I
Yeah,
feel
man. I do love that series. It's
I do remember you mentioning that, so I had to bring that up.
yeah.
The other thing I have to bring up, which I've been debating too as well, talking of MMOs, is Final Fantasy 14.
Mm-hmm.
The Stormblood DLC, I believe, just came out or is coming out in the next week and a half. I think. Oh, it might be June 20th. That's going to be a big one. That introduced, I believe, two new classes and a whole new continent, I believe, into the game.
Wow, that's pretty
So,
dope. I have never played that, but I would imagine that's a lot of good stuff.
it was. I mean, granted, it's an online game, so you keep playing it. But as far as story goes, it was the first Final Fantasy game that I ever beat.
Oh wow. See then,
Yeah,
yeah, it does hold a special place in your heart.
yeah. I mean, I loved it. When Final Fantasy 14, I went to come out and get it, and then they kind of. I don't know if you know, it's a really fascinating thing that they did. I've told Jeppy about it several times, but they actually closed down Final Fantasy 14. And then
No.
what they did was the storyline for that game was the beginning of the storyline, the ending of that game. They did like an all day event where they basically killed your character. And that event and that world actually is the starting place for Final Fantasy 14 A Realm Reborn.
Oh, cool.
So if you had
So
a
it ties
character
in
in the
there.
game, yeah, basically the beginning of Final Fantasy 14 is that there's a big battle and you lose,
Mm.
and the beginning of Final Fantasy 14: A Realm Reborn is your character gets saved at the last second before you all get killed by Bahamut, with no memory of what happened 5 years, because it kind of fast forwards 5 years
Mm-hmm.
when the countries have all rebuilt themselves and all that, and it fast forwards 5 years and no one remembers what happened before. And the archmage that was with you in that battle in the original game, or that was a part of the original game, is gone, and you're trying to find him in this one.
Hmm.
So it was really, really interesting on how they did it. But I've been kind of debating on picking that up just because I played the other expansion, Heaven's Ward, which was amazing. Um, but that's been really good. I have to say, just to talk about it real quick, the games I've been playing, I've played a few. Um, I've gone back to play The Witcher 3. I never beat that. Um, Fantastic game, and also Darksiders 1 and 2. I picked those up for pretty cheap at the PlayStation Store.
Darksiders. Is that the one where you're like the god of destruction or something like that? No.
It's the Four
The
Horsemen.
Four Horsemen, that's what it is.
So the first one is your war. The second one is your death, and then the third one coming out is your fury.
Ooh, that's gonna be crazy.
Well, I got to tell you, cool fact, and anyone who's was looking at both games, the special editions were in the PS Store at one point for $20. I think you can still pick it up.
Nice.
So they were owned by the brand was owned by THQ, which
Oh.
THQ not all that long ago
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
went downhill. And it turns out the cool story, which is why I actually bought it, is because the developers loved the game so much, the people who actually worked on the project,
Mm-hmm.
that when they found that Darksiders hadn't gotten picked up, they all came together. All the original people for 1 and 2 came together and actually bought the rights to make Darksiders 3 because they wanted to make sure the story got a proper, respectful ending.
See, that's dope, man. I like that.
See, but they love that game, and that made me like, I'm like, you know what? If they really cared about making this game that good and the story and everything else, like, I kind of want to play the other ones now.
Yeah, right. Just to do it some justice.
Right. And I'll tell you right now, I mean, I get it. It was a little buggy. They've had to patch it. Anyone who's listening to this right now that said, oh, it was buggy, blah, blah, blah. They patched it up. I've been playing it. It hasn't been that buggy. I've noticed a couple little things, but nothing crazy. But it's actually been a really interesting storyline. It's basically the apocalypse. So
Yeah.
I gotta throw that out there for anyone. And The Witcher 3 is just amazing all around. Just such a dynamic game. So
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good stuff on it.
yeah. Speaking of that, they're coming out with. Though I was talking to Jeppy about this. The Witcher TV show on Netflix.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I heard there's a trailer out, and I heard the trailer's pretty impressive.
I gotta check that out.
So yeah, but yeah, sorry.
No, it's all good. I was gonna start wrapping it up here because it seems like you're right next to the F-Zero racetrack. Things are about to get heated up. But no, do you have anything else?
No, man, it's just good to be back in the saddle.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said earlier, I don't know if we're gonna be doing this weekly. I mean, you have things going on. Everybody's got their things going on, but one thing is for certain: we have not given up on this. I think it's still near and dear to everyone. We just want to take some time to kind of reorganize what we're going to be doing, take a break. But content's going to be flowing again. I'm working on some stuff. I know Jeppy's got some ideas floating around. So there's going to be more things to come. Just stick with us. And for all of you out there who's been listening since the beginning or just came on recently as of this particular podcast, we greatly, greatly appreciate your support just by listening and being here, enjoying the content that we provide. Please provide feedback. You can email us at podcast@brainal.net. We have a YouTube channel. We're on Stitcher. We're on iTunes. I mean, we've got a presence out there, so you can track us down. But on behalf of everyone here at Brainal, thank you so much for joining us here. I'm Frozen GFX.
And this is Mr. Giggles.
And everybody have a great night. Peace.
Cheers.